what up, YouTube? It's your girl, DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody watching. Of course, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. That is super important, you guys. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. If you can hear me perfectly fine, put a one in the chat. One in the chat if y'all can hear me, okay? One in the chat if y'all can hear me just fine. I want to make sure the audio is good. So one in the chat if y'all can hear me. If the audio is good. Got it. So the audio is good. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to you guys. How y'all been? Hope everybody's been well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. I appreciate you guys as usual. So listen, we gonna hop right into the stream, y'all. Make sure y'all ready to leave y'all thoughts and comments and opinions in the chat. Because child, you gonna have some. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. So, child, so first, somebody mentioned, let me shout you guys out. What's going on? Shout out to Lorenzo Redmond says, hey, DeeDee, will you do more Kendra reactions? Because her show is ridiculous. It is. You know, I'm gonna talk about that today. Kendra is losing it or something. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she can't. I don't know. Maybe she can't stand the pressure. I don't know. It's YouTube. Everybody, you know what I mean. People. I don't know what she's expecting differently on YouTube. I don't know if she thinks she's too good for YouTube. I don't know. You know, but we gonna talk about it and talk about, you know, her. She looked like she crashing out. I don't know what it is. She's like going off every time you look. She's crashing out, and I don't think she should be. I just don't think that she should be. But shout out to you, Lorenzo. Queen of Vibe, what's going on, Queen of Vibes? How are you? O'Neill Wilburn. See Irvin in the building. Nicole Lovely. Hey, how are you, Nicole? Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody watching. Hit the like button as you come into the building, y'all. It's been a minute since I've been live, so please bear with me. But make sure you guys are chiming in and giving your thoughts in the chat, all right? So first thing we're gonna talk about, I want to talk about Sherri Shephard. I have a clip of her that I want to share with you guys. Just give me 1 second. Because she got some backlash because people didn't like her. Of course, people don't, you know, when you're saying something that's positive, people don't like it. You know, as long as you're going with the flow, as long as it's what everybody is used to and everybody want to hear, nobody has a problem. As long as the bonnet brigade is on point, as long as the 304s are 304ing, you know, as long as people are out here just bashing men and speaking ratchetly and doing ratchet things, nobody has nothing to say. You know what I mean? But as soon as somebody has something that makes logical sense to say, they get backlash, they get pushback because people don't want to hear the truth. People want to live in the toxicity and then but complain about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the foolishness of it all. That is mind-boggling to me. Nobody wants correction. Everybody just want to do whatever it is they want to do, you know, and just, you know, no matter how reckless it is. But then when you have to deal with the consequences, you want sympathy and empathy. You want somebody to coddle you and you want people to feel sorry for you. It's just insane, you know? So I want to play this clip of Sherri Shephard, what she had to say about the recent it was a act. Well, she'll tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip. Here we go. Make sure you guys hit the like button as you come in. Here we go.
So y'all, the Vanity Fair Oscars after party seemed to have an unwritten theme. It was just a lot of nudity, okay? I want to tell you, the ladies bared it all on the red carpet. It was just almost too much to show on daytime TV. It was really bad. Like, Julia Fox wore a completely sheer dress that barely covered her cookie jar. Okay, and I'm telling you, now, we blurred it out. This was fully, you could see everything. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack. You could see everything. Megan Thee Stallion wore a dark green gown with only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts. And so this is where I have to put my Auntie Sherri wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have. Ladies, this is not it.
So basically, Sherri Shephard, and I'm gonna play the rest. Just we gotta stop and go. So she basically was giving her opinion on the. This was the Vanity Fair Oscars after party about the red carpet, and I actually saw some of the looks from the red carpet. And honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wow, like everybody is wearing their titties out, everybody is wearing their butt cracks out, everybody is showing skin, and this isn't anything new. But this is what we see. We see that this is being promoted in some way. Wearing less clothing is promoted, and it's supposed to be, everybody's supposed to look at it and be in awe of it and be like, oh my God, they look so great. And honestly, I never was one of the people who, I just don't go with the flow. I don't agree. I've never been as vocal as I am now about these things on social media. And because I have a platform, this is where I get to express my opinions and my thoughts, but I've never went with the flow of things. I've never agreed with showing all of your body and all of your assets, TNA all out. I just think that I think that's in poor taste. I never thought that women should, go out and dress in such a provocative way. I've always been more of a conservative look, where you can have, where, you can have sex appeal, you can look good, but in a classy way. That's my take on it. That's always been my take on it. I've never thought that showing your butt and having all your boobs out. Now, listen, I'm a woman and I understand a little cleavage. It's a way to do it. I mean, every woman likes a little cleavage if you're wearing a nice dress, but it's the way that it's done. It has to be tastefully done where it's a little, not everything pouring out. It's a difference between a little bit of cleavage and all of your titties out. I'm just saying. All of your boobs just out and everything, nothing left to the imagination, butt crack out, coochie out, everything out. It's just, it's in poor taste to me. And I think they've been doing this for so long and it's just become the norm till now. There's nothing left to desire. This is why men are saying they don't have to go to, OnlyFans. They just could go to Instagram. Yeah, they can go to the red carpet and look at all of the butts and the TNA and jerk off to that if they wanted to, because it's all out there. It's all out there to be seen. You don't have to pay for it. What is it? The sex OnlyFans and all that's on the decline. Men are not paying to watch that stuff as much because they don't have to. You can damn near go on Instagram or anywhere and see TNA. You can go anywhere and see it because not everybody, but a lot of people have just, come to the conclusion, like I said, say the hell with it. We just going to expose it. They think that that's where it's at and that's what you should be doing, but it is not. I mean, this is why these men aren't aroused or, running behind these women because they all look the same. Y'all all showing it all. There's nothing left to be desired. So a lot of men are turned off. And it makes sense. If you got an abundance of women out here just exposing all of it, there's nothing to the imagination for the man to be aroused about. What? Because, oh my God, everywhere you look, I see it. They become desensitized to it. So now it's nothing they don't get excited anymore. They're just like, yeah, they're going to watch it. I'm pretty sure men going to watch it. But if you see it enough, it becomes the norm. Am I making sense? Let me know in the comments. It becomes the norm. It's like, okay, I see it. Okay. And it's not as special because it's like, well, damn, you can see it everywhere. So it's nothing. All right, whatever. It's just another boob and another, ass on Front Street. So whatever. And they're all the same. And a lot of BBLs and all of it just all looking the same. So, I just think there is something to be said about women who wear beautiful dresses and they look really great and elegant and stylish and they can look sexy. I'm not saying you got to look like a nun all covered up because women want to feel good about themselves. So I just think that there are examples of women who have done it well. Nice dresses, flowy, very nice, look good on their bodies and stuff. And they look really good and elegant as opposed to these women coming out here with nothing barely on, just showing everything, thinking that that's where it's at. And it's not. It's really not. It's really sad. But we're going to go ahead and play some more what Sherri had to say and why they're trying to cancel her because she had this opinion, child. Let's continue.
And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. all of you. And like, you're gonna have these young girls, these young ladies emulating you. And you remember when your grandmother would tell you, let them use their imagination, be a little mysterious. But you know, when they look at these girls, they don't have any secrets. Nobody gets to use imagination or their mind. And I want to say, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you, I do. But I'm so upset because God gave you a legitimate gift. You are amazing with your lyrical rhymes and how smart you are. And I know people, a lot of these celebrities, they say they don't want to be a role model. But here's the thing, it comes with the territory, being a role model. You can't escape it because, Megan, when you said you graduated from college, do you know how many young girls you inspired to go to school also? You didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that, but they were watching you. And I know people say, well, you know, Lil' Kim did it. But I remember when I saw it, I was like, why is she doing that? Like, she doesn't have to do that because she's so talented. And I know Megan as an artist, you get a little raunchy. I didn't hear WAP and body, yada, yada. But I also say, and I listen to those songs too, but I also say, to whom much is given, much is required. And if you say, well, how do I know that these young girls are looking up to you? Because they look up to me too. And I get more girls coming up to me, young girls saying, Miss Sherri, I want to be a talk show host, or I want my own talk show, or I want to be an actress, I want to do what you do. So they are watching. And
they are watching. And as much as they say they don't want to be role models because they don't want to have to live up to a certain standard, they want to shake and show everything. But she's right. There are a lot of young women who are looking up to these types, you know, these celebrities. And as much as you may not want to be a role model, you actually are, because these women are looking up to you and they're, you know, trying to emulate you. And that's why I think you do have a responsibility when you are in the limelight to portray something that will be beneficial to the young women coming up after you. But all they're portraying and pushing is this 304 culture, dressing like these modern day hookers, and just out here just not caring about anything because that's what they want to do and that's what's being pushed. And I mean, I just think that, you know, there needs to be better role models. And this is, but honestly, and this is why I say, listen, as a parent, your children shouldn't be role models of, you shouldn't be looking for role models. You should be the role model, in my opinion. You know, some people may think differently. I think as a parent, your kids should look up to you. Your children, you should be the ones that they look up to, and you should set the example for how they should move in life. I don't think that celebrities should be I don't think that they should be role models for the youth, but I think they become role models because a lot of young women who idolize these people or look up to them, or who don't have parents who, you know, keep that type of stuff away from them, they end up looking up to those people. But overall, I think as parents, I don't think those are the people that your children should be following or emulating or looking up to. But we know so many young people out here do it. So for those young people who don't have parents to guide them or parents to look up to, I just think that they need to, you know, push something different. I think if you're talented, you're talented. You don't have to shake your butt all out like that. Meg Thee Stallion, that's all she do. She just bend over and just bust it open and shake it. And after a while, you just get tired of that. Girl, we see coochie print all the time. Like, it takes away from your talent. I remember when she first came on the scene, they were saying, oh my God, this new talented rapper. And I was like, oh, and I heard her do a freestyle on a radio show or something, and I'm like, okay, she got some talent. But then once she gets out, then now it's body yada yada and shaking and crack opening. I'm like, what the hell? I heard this girl rap. They were saying she had bars, and from what I heard, she had bars. She had a different style. It wasn't, and then she rap, and now it's like you're busting it open, bending over, shaking it is more famous than your actual talent and the way you rap. So it's like the talent is watered down, and the 304 nature is pushed forward. She's more famous not for her raps, but all I know her is for twerking, just twerking all everywhere you go. You know, oh, she gonna bend over and she gonna give you a good twerk. To me, she's the twerking rapper. That's how I see her. I don't know her for bars per se, like I thought she had. All I know is, oh, she's gonna be there. She's gonna be twerking, and she's gonna be twerking for her dear life. That's it. So I just think, what do you want to be known for? Everybody always talking about objectifying women and this and that, but y'all objectify yourselves. Y'all put yourself out there in this way, and then you want to be known for something. So listen, it's just unfortunate. And another artist that comes to mind when I think about this is Chloe Bailey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She's, from her and her sister have the group, Chloe and Halle. They were a group, and Chloe is another one that, I thought her and her sister did some amazing work, and the albums that they had out were really good. And I always thought that they should have stayed together. They broke them apart. If y'all familiar with them, Chloe and Halle, they broke them apart, tried to make and tried to, single Chloe out and give her a solo deal. And that just fell apart. And I said it before. I said it before it happened, that if they try to separate the two and make Chloe the new Beyonce, because that's what she is, pattern behind Beyonce, but she just don't have the success of Beyonce. And now she's being sued and all kinds of stuff. And it's not looking too good for Chloe. But Chloe is another one who was trying to sell that whole image of that sexy image and all of that. And it just didn't click. It didn't click. People weren't really into it. And she's talented. This girl can produce her own music. She write her own music. She is talented and she can sing. But she was trying to push this whole sexy culture and, oh, I feel good in my body, so I'm just going to show it and put it out there and bend it all over, all kinds of stuff. And it just was cringy to watch, in my opinion. Very cringy to watch. And then after all of that, and then it really don't get you what you thought you should have gotten. It just kind of backfires. So it's not worth it, in my opinion. And I think they're pushing this, and somebody is pushing it. I don't know, is pushing this whole agenda, because that's what it is to me. Well, you don't have to wear everything all out to look good. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. But let's continue.
I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just concerned where all this is going. I said it before when I talked about Kanye's wife who went to the Grammys last month, and she took off her coat and had nothing on. It literally, it wasn't just her cookie jar. We saw cakes and croissants too when she was standing there. But the one thing I would say is she looked very uncomfortable. At the end of the day, if you look at his wife, she looked, Bianca Censori or something like that, she looked really uncomfortable because you're standing in front of a bunch of men who are watching it. And this is what I said, we have to think about our future. And all y'all who are sitting out there, these young girls that are emulating you, they don't have security around them. So they're emulating you, and they go to these parties and something tragic could happen. These are our future, these young women and these young men. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I love all of y'all, but Auntie Sherri has spoken. And that's the thing, you ain't gotta go dressing like a, I don't want to call out, you don't have to, dress down your ankle. Willie made me wear this long dress. But, I'm just saying, just think about it when you're putting on this stuff. Like, who am I influencing? Who's going to be watching me? You never know. You never know.
Right, she's right, but they don't care. They out here trying to push that whole culture narrative. They're trying to push it. That's why it's happening. And we see it happening, but it wears out. It wears out. It gets old after a while. Okay, how many times we gonna see your ass clapping and shaking? Like, after a while, it's just, it gets old. I remember back in the day, we had rappers who rapped. The old school rappers rapped. They had bars. They did what they did, and they were fully dressed. They were fully clothed. They wore their own clothes, by the way. A lot of the rappers back in the day, they didn't have stylists and all of that. They wore what they had. But because it wasn't about the clothes, it was about the talent. It was about the bars. It was about whatever. If you can sing, you can stand up and sing. You look nice. You don't have, to me, stripping it down, taking your clothes off just takes away from the talent. It really does. And it's not worth it, in my opinion. But once again, we're in this 304 culture where people are out here thinking that, less is more, and and that's what you have to do, and sex sells. Where apparently it doesn't, because for some of these women, they put their bodies out there and it did not sell. It did not make them, a lot of money, so it wasn't really worth it. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's not. To me, it's not. But it is what it is. Let's move on. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this clip, you guys. I don't know if you saw one of Kendra G's recent live streams. I don't think it was the last one. It was not the last one, but it was a recent one where she had this guy on here. And his name was, I don't know, that I forget what his name, but I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. Where this guy talked about being sexually assaulted. I don't know if you guys saw that. right? I don't. Divine Photos. Did you see that one where this guy, he came up? I'm gonna pull it up in a second, and he talked about him having a child and how he got that child, and he was basically explaining how this woman forced herself on him or whatever.
Papa Dan.
And she ended up getting pregnant. This was a cringy live stream, a cringy story. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it was very cringy. Now, since that live, Kendra G has removed that video. Frank G, you saw it. Good. I got the audio of it. I didn't get the video just to be on the safe side, but I got the audio, but I had to get the audio from Thon Lexi. Shout out to Thon Lexi's channel, you guys. If you haven't went over and supported him, definitely go over, support his channel. I'm going to try to get the link to his video and put it in the description. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in there as soon as this live is finished. So you guys can go over and really check the whole thing out. But baby, this was cringy as hell. She took the video down, so that video is nowhere to be found. I didn't see any other reactions to it whatsoever. The only one that you can actually see this one is on Thon Lexi's channel. But I thought this was crazy. Even her audience, the Kendra cousins did not agree with her. They were not agreeing with her in this situation. So I have the audio and a little bit of Thon in there because this is the only place that I could get it, because she deleted it. And for her to delete this, she must have realized that this was not good. This was not good. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. The Do Better podcast has it. I wish I would have known that. I don't know that podcast. But I know I went to Thon because that's where I saw it and I'm familiar with him. But this was crazy as hell. But I want to go through it, kind of react to the audio, just the audio of it, you guys. But pay attention to it, listen to it, and leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Here we go.
Papa Dan.
Yeah, Papa Dan.
Papa Dan?
Yeah. It's my company, my business. But yeah. Yeah.
Say
so
what,
I've been
sir?
on your show before. Yeah, I've been on your show before, like back in 2022 when you first got
3 years ago.
Yeah, a little minute ago. Yeah. So then that was back when I was in Florida. I live in St. Louis now, so
We've grown so much. We got the Kendra Cam, we got a dating app. So you want to do it again?
I'm here to try again. Different city, new people, you know what I mean? So let's go for it.
Let's go for it. What's your name, sir? You said Pop. So what am I going to call you?
You can call me Daniel, Papa Dan. That's
Daniel.
No.
Daniel, and you're in St. Louis now?
St. Louis now.
How old are you?
33, going on 34.
Okay, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces, March 5th, baby.
Okay. You have any kids?
I have a son.
How old is your son?
He's going to be 2. He's another Pisces, just like his daddy.
Why you not with the mama?
He's March 10th.
Why you not with the mama? You had a baby since you've been on my show, too.
Yeah. Another person trying to run the system, trying to take advantage,
She raped you?
Yeah, you can say that. We as a man, I can't really run with that narrative because nobody can really believe it. But yeah, I put it on the Bible that that's what happened. But at the end of the day, I'm still an accountable adult. Still gotta do what I have to do in this world, because that is my prodigy. So nevertheless, how he got here, that's what we doing.
Now, she asked that question not thinking that he was going to respond the way he responded, y'all. Oh my God, this was crazy as hell. She asked that not thinking that he was going to say yes in a sense. She thought that, it was just, she just threw it out there and, as if he, not thinking that he was going to respond the way he did. But the way she responded after he says that, to me, was cringy. I just thought if this was a woman, I don't think she would have done this to a woman. And this speaks to why a lot of men don't talk about their situations, because it's minimized and it's not taken seriously, which is horrible. This is why a lot of women can get away with stuff like this, because nobody takes it seriously. But once again, as a man, y'all supposed to be just, open and just ready for anything. Y'all can't oppose a woman. You can't reject a woman. You can't be like, I don't want her. You can't have standards. Because if you do, something's wrong with you. Because you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be just greedy and take, sleep with everybody. You don't care, don't have no preference or nothing. But that's the very thing they complain about with men. But then that's what they expect from men. And when a man is not like that, it's also a shock to them. It's just it's crazy. But let's continue. Here we go.
I need the details of how you got raped by the girl.
She is not a citizen of America.
Deep.
So naturally, if you've been in America illegally, you know, you're gonna try to do your best to try to stay.
I'm gonna put
in your mind and way of thinking. Not even if you ask any of your homegirls that's international too, they'll tell you ain't a good idea to just go up and sleep with an American dude and just try to have a baby so you can try to stay in America, hoping he will marry you. That's what they be hoping they gonna marry you. No, they ain't gonna get Papa Dan. No, won't gonna get me. Papa
Dan. So I wanted to explain your side.
What's up?
But all that being said, you still have to willingly have. This is why I said rape, because that's the only way a woman could trap you. Right. But if you willingly had sex with her, then you participated. So did you willingly have sex with her?
I mean, she got me.
This is certainly victim shaming. This is victim blaming.
Like I said, on the level of accountability,
she Bill Cosby you? She gave you a pill?
For me, I can say on a level of accountability, you know, when a woman wraps their legs around you in the process of you being on top and you trying to relinquish yourself from the situation, and she's saying, no, dude, you ain't going nowhere. You going to have my baby. And in that moment as a dude, you're like, all right, well, shit, we going to do plan B like we normally do. And then she looked at me like, no, we ain't doing that neither. So, you know, I was like.
Okay, so you know all this in the act and you still went through with it. So how was this rape?
You know, what, you know, women's rights, her body, her choice.
Exactly. So here's the deal. Her body, her choice, but you can decide not to put your body inside her body. That
very well so. And that's the level of accountability that I have in the situation. I used to be a winemaker. She got me drunk off my own supply. I don't ever drink my own supply. 13% alcohol content. She said, "Ooh, Daniel, come and drink this wine with me in the room. I'm gonna bring a glass." I'm like, I ain't trying to, you know, but my dumb self did what it did, and that's just the level of accountability I have for it. So here we are today, you know, trying to hope and pray we can find a wholesome woman that could treat your boy right. Somebody with some knowledge on her side that has been through the trenches and know how tough it is in this dating pool that got all the pets in it, you know?
Now, I will say, listen, I'm going to put the link to Thon's video so y'all could go over and check it out. But a lot of y'all already saw it, but if you haven't, go check it out. Lord, he said he's explaining what happened. She got him drunk and wrapped her legs around in the act and, you know, proceeded to make, you know, have him do that. And it does seem like victim shaming. It sounds like she's not showing any accountability towards the woman who's doing this. Because somehow women when these type of women talk about other women, they act as if women don't manipulate men, and women don't do these types of things when they do. And so she's dismissing him on every front. Every time he says something, she's dismissing it. She's not taking him seriously whatsoever. And she almost acts as if this type of stuff don't happen. There's many a times where women have claimed that somebody raped them in a situation where they were intimate and they were kissing and hugging and doing all this, and they get into that part, and then she says no. You got to think about this. This happens with women all the time. They claim this all the time that they agreed to this, but they didn't agree to certain things. So it's just when it comes to men, a lot of these women, not all, look at this and they don't take it seriously, and that is a problem. That's the problem. But this, I ain't gonna lie, this was crazy. This was the way she was talking. But I'm not really shocked. I mean, the way, you know, Kendra talks and stuff. And listen, it's just my opinion. This is crazy as hell, you know. And so sometimes I think a lot of women don't get it unless they had a son. Unless you had a son, and your son tell you this type of story, of course you should scold him about why would you put yourself in this position. But at the same time, you got to look at the woman as well. The guy said he was being accountable about his part, because you put yourself in this position, of course, but at the same time, just like women put themselves in positions, that doesn't mean that the other person has a right to take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? If you say no, or if you say, no, I don't want to do it, you should move away. But It's okay when women do it, but not when it happens to a man. Let's continue.
We're all a work in progress out here, you know?
That's the story you really want to tell? So that's the story you really going with?
I'm going to say, you put the words in my mouth when you initially said rape.
No, you were supposed to. I was, hold on. I was being.
What's that?
I said that. No, hold on real quick. I said that because you said a woman trapped you. So sarcastically, I said, oh, she raped you?
Right.
And then you said yes.
You know what? A man can never be a damsel in distress, because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be masculine. We're not supposed to have feelings. But in the whole light of the situation, when we had the pre-conversation about kids, I didn't want to have kids at that time.
So here's the deal. Okay, if you don't want to have kids at times, then your responsibility is A, you don't have sex with her because you don't want to have kids. B, you wear a condom to protect yourself from having kids. Yeah. And we can have the grown folks, there is a grown folks pull out game. So my thing is, regardless of what she said, you are still a man that has to take accountability for participating in the activity.
I've already said, we can rewind the video, love. I've already taken accountability for the whole issue of it.
So let's just do this then. Let's on record deny that you were raped, because you was not raped.
And any
Now, for her to come out of her mouth and tell somebody what didn't happen to them is insanity. That ain't your place to do, in my opinion. You would never tell a woman, that is victim shaming. You would never tell a woman on her accounts that that didn't happen to her. I think Kendra G was out of line for that. I'm gonna have to say that was, in my opinion, which we all have opinions. She was out of line for that. You don't tell somebody what did or didn't happen to them. You weren't there. You didn't see the experience. That's something you leave alone. I wouldn't even delve all into that. I'm like, oh my God. If anything, I would have been like, I'm sorry that happened to you. But that is not your line of expertise to tell somebody what did not happen to them, because you were not there. That is victim shaming. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't tell any woman, if a woman came on that show and said, hey, a man forced himself on me, I did not want this, she would not say, oh, that did not happen to you. That's the point. I'm just like, I know you lying. I know you lying. Why? I mean, if anything, I would have said, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, and kept it moving. Move on to the interview normal. He's on here looking for somebody else. Don't delve into that. If the man said he was taking advantage of, okay, take him at his word. You don't, not a goddamn investigator to investigate the story or know exactly what happened, because it's just that was very unfair to do that to that guy, and everybody knew it. That you wouldn't, if that was your relative or your son or somebody, you wouldn't want anybody to dismiss their situation like that. And I think that's where she fell short, in my opinion. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says there are plenty of stories of men being victims, right? Perv teachers going after boys, preachers after boys, exactly. Family member after boys. Kendra is a misandrist. Child, there are a lot of stories of this, but once again, nobody wants to pay attention to it. You act like it don't happen, and if women don't do these types of things. This is the type of stuff I don't like. This is where, this is sad. It really is. It really is. I just think that it's unfortunate, and I think, I didn't have to have sons to realize this, but I have sons. And, these women, how many times women lie on men talking about they raped them when they didn't, you know what I mean? And so, I mean, it's just crazy. It's only women can be vulnerable and put in situations where they're vulnerable. But for a man, now, if he would have punched her in her face and got up above him, then that's another thing. If he would have knocked the shit out of her and pushed her off, then she would have went to the police and lied still and said, oh, he tried to do this to me and he did this and then he hit her. Now he's still going to jail. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because my thought was, knock the shit out of her and get her off you. You could do that, but then what? Then he gonna be in trouble for that. This is crazy. I don't understand. And to tell somebody that what didn't happen to them, she was totally out of line. Totally out of line. Divine Photos also says, Kendra don't question the women that are 6 for 6 with 6 different fathers. Exactly. She never even apologized to that man. People in the comments dragged Kendra, and rightfully so. But that's why she took the video down, because that was horrible. There's no empathy for men whatsoever. No matter if they were taken advantage of, or for some reason they think that certain women think that men can't be. I just think this is ridiculous. Thank you, Divine Photos, for the super chat. I appreciate you. This is ridiculous. It really is. What's going on, C. Irving? Thank you for the super chat. It says Kendra is out of order. Kendra has no right to say he was not our word. Right. I wonder if she had a son, would she say that out of line? Right. See, Irving, I appreciate you for the super chat. It's just no respect, no empathy, no nothing for somebody else's experiences. And that's the thing, that just comes off as nasty. Like you have no type of nothing for, like you, it all, yeah. It does seem like she just, in my opinion, that, she just don't like men, period. Because you just come off with this and nasty attitude and just disregard these men. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. I don't, but once again, she is on social media. She's on YouTube crashing out. Thank you, Sierra. I appreciate you. She's on here crashing out every other day, talking about people using her content. It's YouTube. YouTube give people the right for fair use to react to content that is public knowledge. I don't know what, I don't know if she paid attention to when she came to YouTube, what it's all about. But Lord, and just losing it, because people don't agree with certain things. That's just a part of it. I don't understand, child. Let's continue.
I'll just say the woman's eyes, no. But if I was to talk to a group of men and tell them what happened, it didn't happen to several dudes. We just don't talk about it. These are like stories we don't tell. Crip stories we just don't tell. But at the end of the day, my perception is my perception of what really happened. Only I and the person that had the child that up and decided to be a single mother, because a lot of times, you don't understand, if there are women striving out here to be single mothers, they do not want men in the picture.
Hold on real quick.
What's that?
I'm not disagreeing with her intentions, right? Maybe her intentions were to get pregnant by you, to stay in America. There's no disagreement there.
Right.
The intentions of what you're describing could very well be true. The disagreement is you claiming to have been raped.
Okay.
Like, that's the disagreement.
Discrepancy wise, so I can give you so we can move on. I got drunk off my own supply of wine that I made, that I squished with my hands. You serve me wine, you force it down my throat, I get drunk. Now, every woman's story is if they get drunk and they get raped, instantly the man is guilty, he goes to jail, lock away the key in the chamber of secrets.
Exactly.
But like I said, in America, realistically, that will never be the man's narrative. And that's why let me finish. That's why
I'm not going to let you finish, because I'm going to let you finish, and I'm jumping in. Because
she's so goddamn rude. I'm sorry. That's very rude and disrespectful. You're arguing with a man who told you he was taken advantage of. Why would you, come on? I can't. Look, when I first saw this, I was mind blown. I'm like, I know this is not true. And while, like I say, I don't take none of this stuff personal, and I watch everybody. Everybody makes me, people make me laugh. Kendra make me laugh. It's not personal, but it's just, what type of, I don't understand the type of person that would think like that. Like, what, you would sit here and go back and forth with a person who was telling you that they were a victim. And you have no information or knowledge to know, you're not an investigator. You're not on the scene of the crime. You wasn't there. You don't know what actually took place. It's his word. So take his word at face value, because you don't have anything else. It's like, this is why I say women are automatically believed even when they lie. And a man is automatically not true. I don't believe you. I can't take your word. That's some messed up stuff. That is messed up. And that needs to be studied and evaluated, and that narrative needs to be changed. Because why would you go this long back and forth with somebody you don't trust what he's saying? Oh, and tell him, oh, that didn't happen to you? That he couldn't be taken advantage? For the life of me. Ben Turner, thank you for the super chat, says, I don't think Kendra has respect for anyone. I think she's even jealous of the good rats who have multiple kids by multiple baby daddies, because she can't even have one child by one man. Ooh, baby. It does sound like some animosity there. And I'm just saying, I'm no therapist or nothing like that, but it sounds like she has some pent up animosity. And she gets to a point where she's just ready to let loose on whoever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, I don't understand that. I don't. And I don't know this lady personally. So it's nothing personal, but it's just from what I'm seeing. And I'm like, this interaction was very cringy and very just distasteful. Like, wow, like this couldn't happen to this man. I don't know. I was mind blown. Thank you, Ben Turner, for the super chat. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Successful MD says, this is imaginary power in those Timu wigs, child. There is imaginary power in those Timu wigs, child. Must be. You know, and this is, you know, and thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. And then, you know, the way the interaction with this guy was just, I couldn't believe my ears. I'm just like, wait a minute. No, this is not good. And, you know, and along with, you know, and I know, child, we gonna get it. Let's finish this first. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, y'all.
Sure.
You are telling the wrong story. When those women are using the example of they have passed out, right? So these are women that if they were drugs, they will say that they were not even coherent in the act of sex. They cannot.
I'm telling you that I wasn't coherent.
No, you are coherent because you told me exactly what happened. You told me she was on top of you. You told me that.
I told you I was on top of her. She put her legs around me.
Either way, you are telling me exactly what happened in the sexual activity. So you were not. You were conscious. So you can't use that as an example. And conscious, only thing you can say is if you don't remember nothing, and then that will still be hard.
30 years ago, like, too. You're right, 30 years ago.
But long story short, you cannot compare yourself to women who have been drugged because these women don't remember anything. You're a liar. You can recite
quote unquote, Kendra don't remember anything. Anybody can wake up from consciousness during the act of something and completely fall back asleep. And when you go to court, like I said, it's her word against mine. Like I said, Kendra, at the end of the day, I'm not here to stir no pot. I'm not on here.
He was very nice the entire time.
Hood, Traveling Pants Club. We ain't here to do none of that. We just here to see if there's any
honest. You got triggered because you hate men.
Understand a brother's situation because there's a lot of other brothers have been through the same thing I have. And I could be a bitter baby daddy and I could be bashing her all over the world like most men would, but I don't have time to do that. I'm a progressive male. I done moved on with my life. She didn't got a whole nother man and is doing what she doing. So for me, we can all we can do is be adults about any situation and move past it. If we can't work what we got out, move past it.
Babe, we're gonna move forward with the interview, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Only a goofy woman is gonna reach out to you.
No, I know you got this. Something ain't right. I'm just saying, in the brain. You know, I really think a lot of times people think that because they make money that they know it all. I said this before, money don't make you smart. Money don't make you all knowing. Just because you're successful in one area, it doesn't mean that you're successful in all areas and that you just have it all. You know what I'm saying? And I just think sometimes people need to learn the basic skills in life. To hell with your money or what kind of money you make or whatever your career is. To hell with that. So a lot of people need to learn basic skills in life. They miss that. Nobody taught basic respect, basic decency, basic skills, basic empathy for folks, men and women, people in general, the kind that you would want for yourself. Where is that? Having the simplest things, a lot of these so-called boss chicks, whoever, making money. I really would like to get to a point where people stop thinking that because they got money, Lord, or just because you can get credit, because a lot of it is credit. You got a lot of credit and you can spend money and you like to spend a lot of money on things. Doesn't mean you are fucking, Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to cuss. Doesn't mean that you are special and you know it all. The basic human decency for another person is just goes out the window. This is why I don't like entitled people. This is why I don't like people who lead with their accolades and think that they're, and look down on folks and, oh my God, I told y'all that before. I don't like people like that. I don't. Because I understand that is, you're not nice people. What happened to people just being genuine and nice? If you got an attitude problem, work on that shit. You don't have to lead with that. I'm so tired. That is very toxic. What is this grand? Because to me, when a person acts like that, that's all they got. Whatever you've been successful at, that's all you've got. Whether it's you make some money, that's all you got. Whether it's your job, that's all you got. You have nothing else. You're not, people like that are not well-rounded. You're not taught, once again, or haven't learned the basic human decency for all people, not just people you look up to or people you admire, but just people in general. The basic knowledge of treating people the way you want to be treated. Talk to folks the way you want to be talked to. It ain't got nothing to do with how much money you make, or I make more money than you. I could never, or you could not. I can't stand that type of shit. That's like a pet peeve of mine. If I ever was to, my pet peeve is people who look down on folks and think that they're better. I don't like that. Never have. Because look, everybody is different. Everybody's different. But this attitude, I could be a goddamn millionaire. I could be a millionaire, and I'm still going to treat people the way I want to be treated and look at people as we're all the same. I don't like that mentality. And that's why I don't like people. I like humble people, down to earth people. We all got issues. Hell, man, whether you got money or not, money don't make you mean that you don't have issues. Money don't mean that you're not a bad person. There's all type of bad people with money. Money is not the end all be all. I hate when people use that and lead with that, because it's very misleading. I don't like it. I personally don't like it. That's why I be looking at, oh, you could never. Because my money is this. I don't give a goddamn. I don't give a goddamn how much money you got. That don't make you a better person. I don't care how expensive your shoes are, how expensive your clothes are. Hell, anybody can these days could go and get expensive clothes and shoes. Who are you as a person? You can have on a $10,000 outfit. I'm gonna be looking at you sideways like, that looks stupid. But whatever. If you want to spend $10,000, okay, who are you as a person? Your clothes and what you wear and what you spend money on does not make you. And this is a clear example of that. When people lead with their money, they have other issues, because there's other things that you are lacking, and you're justifying it or using that one thing that you got to make you feel good overall. You see what I'm saying? People need therapy. Use your money and go get some goddamn therapy and get some counseling and get to the root of why people are so bitter and angry and mad and don't know how to have empathy for people. Like Don said, the man was not mean. This guy was just as humble and sincere. He was not mean. But I understand meeting energies or matching energies. I understand if somebody is coming at you with a certain level of energy. I understand you coming back if you don't have the restraint, because everybody don't have the restraint to hold back. Some people don't work. I think we're all works in progress, but some people just haven't gotten to that point. I understand that, and when I watch Kendra, and I've seen that, how some of those women come on with attitude, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna match your energy. Okay, I can understand that. But when somebody is not aggressive to you and not coming at you in a negative way, at least meet them with that same energy. And I think that's a problem. People get so stuck in their ways and their mind and what they got and all this, and they get it confused and you get it twisted, and you start thinking that, I'm just like the president of the United States. Goddamn, no, you're not. Start thinking you're better than everybody, and it's not. But you don't have those outcomes. That's what I'm saying. You got that. People have this one thing that they can focus on. They focus on that, and that's it. And when you start pulling out other things about them outside of that one thing that they've been successful at, then they start getting mad and want to cuss you out. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. That's the nature of people. I've seen it happen. They talk about that one thing that you was good at. I've seen people in college do that. They were doing good in college, top of the class, and hell, they do it from high school too. That was the last successful event they ever had in their life. And they holding on to it because they don't have nothing else since that. be still holding on to their high school senior year because that was the biggest highlight in their life ever. And I'm not taking it away, but I'm saying in anything outside of that, you don't have anything else. And so you feel insecure. A lot of these people are insecure within themselves, and it shows in the way they treat other people. And it's sad. Successful MD says, seriously, people think popularity makes them right. Oh, child, all the time. All the time. Become famous, and now you asking you people getting opinions and asking you for information. It don't make no sense, Successful MD. Child, thank you for the super chat. This is crazy. This is horrible. It really is. It really is. Divine Photo says, Kendra always said videos don't come down. But when her followers apply pressure, she deletes the video. Kendra's show is a nitwit. It is a nitwit, like Corey said. And Corey went off. And I don't know why she and trust me, I saw the video of her talking about Corey and I looked at him and responded. And it's just, I'm like, girl, he don't give a shit. I don't know why I wouldn't even go back and forth with Corey Holcomb. Thank you, Divine Photos, for that. Super chat. Whitney R says, Kendra G is a misandrist. And honestly, I stopped watching her show. She's honestly just like some of the women that call into her show. And you know, I remember this. Thank you, Whitney R, for the super chat. This woman called in and said, hey, we the leftovers, and Kendra got offended because she don't see herself as like the women that's calling into her show, which they are very similar, but she don't see herself in that manner because she's, you know, she makes some money, I guess, and that makes her separate. I don't know. I mean, a lot of them are in the same boat. Kendra, she just don't have any kids. She's never been married. And she just don't have the kids. Majority of the women calling in have children. That'd be the only difference. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate you for the super chat. Divine Photos again says, it amazes Kendra, who is single and hasn't produced results, but yet women call her show thinking they hope Kendra and her guests are one and the same. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Divine Photos, and that amazes me too. That amazes me too. That's why I say, listen, this is why I say people are delusional, and I thank you, Divine. I appreciate you, and I think people need to come out of this delusional mindset. You got to think about it. You are calling into a show to a woman who does not have the outcomes that you're looking for. So how does she know if you're having a hard time? And listen, I'm all open for people doing what they want to do. I have no problem with people choosing to do whatever. I'm just reacting and giving my opinion, which it's legal to give my opinion on what I think or what I agree with or what I don't. And what I do see is a lot of these people called in to get advice from people who don't have the outcomes that they're looking for. That's a mistake, in my opinion. I think you should be trying to level up and get advice from people who have the outcomes that you're looking for. If I meet a person who is struggling with relationships and haven't seemed to get what they're looking for yet, then we could be cool. I might be like, okay, you're a cool person, but I'm not going to look to you for dating advice or how to get married or any of that because you haven't been able to accomplish that yet. Not saying that you won't, but you haven't been able to accomplish it yet. So I want to go to the people who have accomplished it and have longevity and are still there. Because y'all are making it, and I want to know what you're doing to make it. I want to know how you're able to maintain this relationship when so many others have failed. To me, that's the ultimate success when it comes to marriage, relationships. How did y'all date? All of it. Dating, relationships, and marriage, and maintaining that, because that is what you want. That's what a lot of people say they want, but so many people fail at it. So why am I going to go to somebody who has not yet been able to get that? Because that would tell me that, hold on, wait, they don't have the answers yet. You could get the answers, but you're not there yet. So I want to find the people who have done it, been there, and maintain it. I want to know what their secret sauce is. That's just me. But a lot of people don't see it that way. I don't understand, but everybody don't get it at the same time. People overcompensate to cover insecurities. That's a fact. That's a fact. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. I agree. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. FMO Kamikaze 1 says, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you, UFO Kamikaze. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. See, Irvin says, talking about work and material things are boring. Right. I mean, look. It is. It gets old too. Thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate you. After a while, it's like, okay, it's like being on a date with somebody and all they keep talking about is their accolades. Well, I made this amount of money last year and I made this amount of money this year and I drive this and I drive. Who gives a shit? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't care. And see, I think that's what separates me from most, because I don't care about the money you make. I don't care about your accolades, not in a negative way. If you've accomplished something and you're proud of it and you tell me, I'm be like, well, congratulations. That's great. I love it for you. That's what you went, you worked hard and you achieved something. I'm not going to minimize it. I'm going to congratulate you on working hard and achieving something that you worked hard on, because that's a great accomplishment. But sitting there thinking that your whole being and your whole worth is based on that is boring. And that is, I don't like that. And I don't care. This is why, and I once again, this is why I've never been swayed by a man's money or his cars or any of it. And that I've never been, because I've never been a gold digger. I never looked at somebody and was like, ooh, he make a lot of money, I'm going to talk to him based on how much money. No. But once again, that's just me. And I'm not knocking people. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't have a problem with people choose to do. That's the thing. See, but I just think just common decency and just learning, we all have triggers and we all have things we got to work on. But I'm just like, Lord, like I try my best, people look at me whenever I'm out somewhere and they smile. I smile and say, hi, how you doing? Or whatever, and keep it moving. I try to be nice to people, Nobody is perfect. We don't have all the answers, but I just like the nastiness. Like, why is it? And I think that's when we talk about Black women, that's the problem. They so entitled. You're so goddamn entitled. You're so entitled, and you just think this air of entitlement, like, and looking down on folks. Where did we get that from? Like, why is that? I don't understand it. That's why I couldn't do it. I couldn't hang around chicks like that. I don't have time for it. I guess I'm too regular or whatever, or too not into the shits and the giggles. I'm not into the BS. I don't have time. I'm like a regular chick, for real. I'm regular as they come. I don't have time for the shenanigans and the bullshit. And that's why I don't have a whole bunch of girlfriends, because I don't have time for the fakery, the fake stuff. I don't have time for that. I'm regular. Look, tell me what it is. I could be understanding. And I understand, all scenarios. People, different strokes for different folks. I'm not trying to judge nobody. I'm not trying to, I don't know. It's just, I just don't, this whole, I make this much money, you could never. Oh Lord. Like, that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like that kind of shit, because it's just aggravating. Your money doesn't determine your worth. Your money doesn't determine who you are as a person. If you make good money, you just make good money. And I said earlier, I could have $1 million. Nobody would never know. You would never know. Because I wouldn't be sitting up here, well, I got more money than your whole family. My whole outfit costs more than you. Than your my whole outfit cost. I heard somebody say something like my whole outfit costs more than what you make in a year. Who gives a goddamn rat's ass? If your outfit costs more than what somebody make in a year, then I feel bad for you. That's not a flex to me. That sounds like you stupid, in my opinion. That's not a flex to me. And I don't care if somebody made $30,000 a year. You could be like, oh, they don't make a lot of money. That's a little money. But if your whole outfit costs $30,000, baby, you need to go back to you need to go get some goddamn training, financial management or something, because something is, you don't know what the hell you're doing, and somebody ripping you off. So that's not a flex. That sounds like you don't know what the hell you're doing with your money, and you won't have it for long. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Just the money thing is just not a flex to me. It never has been. It's not a flex. I don't give a damn what you got. I'm more interested in you, who you are as a person. What do you think? What's your thoughts? Like, where's your head at? Like, what's important to you? Stuff like that. Get to the root of your issues. What's your issues? You know, hell. What do you have some insecurities? What's going on? What's your family life looking like? What, because we know everybody got drama with family. What's going on there? Like what makes you think the way you think? What drives you? You know, what's going on with you? What's going on up here? Money is money. Things are things. That shit come and go. I've seen people with a lot of money lose it all. Then they become humble. Then they get the money back again. Some of them still don't be humble. But some of them do. Like, money is not the end all be all. That's why I say that. We need, and I don't get me wrong, we need money to survive. We need money to live good, of course. But to walk around and lead with that, oh, well, this and that and all that, that's just a turn off. And that's why men don't like to probably deal with these type of women, these modern women who think that, oh, they're so successful. Oh, you got to bow down to me in my presence. This goes back to what Kendra G said on the Tamron Hall show. Her presence, oh, men should pay for that. You know, no, they shouldn't. No, they should not. It's just this entitled mindset that throws men off. Men don't want to deal with no women like that. And that's why a lot of those women will stay single. Nobody want to deal with no entitled woman who thinks because she got a career that she's better than you and her money says she's better than you and you need to level up to be with her. And then a lot of them won't even be that cute. You're not even that cute. I'm just saying in general, you don't even what the man really want. He might give you a chance if you had a better attitude, but you don't. And a lot of times you're not even what he really want. Facially, physically, none of that. And I'm just saying, child, it's just a hot mess. But let's continue with this. Let's continue.
I beg your pardon.
So when you were talking about, you got to understand that type of woman is going to hit you up. Any woman with any sense is going to look at what you're saying about your ex and the child's mother and try to consider that as rape, as like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right. And this is between me and God at the end of the day.
Well, so I want to say this again. Yeah, sure. How I got there was because you said you were taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said that, and then we went down the rabbit hole. I would have never said that if you didn't claim to have been taken advantage of.
Any man who follows Kendra G after this you're an idiot.
Neither here nor relevant to my decision making, how I conduct myself now. That was then. This is now. This is present day. I mean, I don't know. What more you could really want from me in that particular situation. Whether I get a goofy woman or not, I think everybody is goofy until proven not goofy. So
okay, fair enough. We got Daniel St. Louis, 33, Pisces.
Yeah, this interview, I wish more people would play it, because this was horrible. This was straight up horrible. It really was. She just straight dismissed that man, and that's unfortunate. And then to say, she didn't really believe that he was taken advantage of. She don't believe he was taken advantage of. But if that was a woman, she wouldn't even question the woman. And even though we've seen situations where women straight up lie, but try to tell this man what didn't happen to him, that was straight up wrong. I don't care how you try to look at it, which way, I could like certain things about you, but I'm still going to be honest about my opinion when it comes to it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. And I just think that, in my opinion, Kendra G was wrong in this point with this guy. He is owed an apology. He needs to be apologized to, because you can't sit here and tell somebody what you believe because you don't believe them, that it didn't happen to them, and you shouldn't say that. What would you consider grape? Somebody taking advantage of you? What would you consider it? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. I was appalled, but once again, this is why these types of women are by themselves, because nobody wants to, because it would be a catastrophe to have to wake up and deal with a woman with this type of mentality every goddamn day. Hell no. Every goddamn day, this entitlement, oh, well, I got more money than you, so shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. This is what you would have to deal with. They would be talking to you like that. No empathy, no type of human decency for other people. So what do you think it's going to be like when you get in a relationship with that person? They're going to be toxic as hell. I'm telling you, it's going to be my way or the highway all day. You're going to have to bow down to them and do all of this. Now, even if a man, there are men out here who have women who they cater to, literally. But if you look at a lot of the women, they're like gorgeous. These are these women that they say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice a little mouth for her because she's a little mouthy, but I'm going to sacrifice her because she everything that I want. They'll be like, okay, you know, they know, okay, there are men out there like that who will take a little bit off a woman who they are super duper attractive. But if you come in to the table with some money, but you ain't got the looks, and you ain't up to par with how you looking, and you looking a hot, dusty mess for real, that's why the men ain't really they ain't taking you seriously. I'm just saying in general. They're not looking at you. Got to be a really beautiful woman, and that man got to really, really be attracted to you to take a little bit of smack off you. He might not take a whole lot, but he might, and she knows she couldn't get away with a whole lot, but he might look up and be like, God damn, she's so goddamn gorgeous, and she gonna be with me. Yeah, okay, a little mouthy, that's it. But I'm gonna tolerate that because look at her. I want her. She bad. I'm attracted to her. But if you ain't coming with the looks, then you're entitled. Then you're all that. Them men ain't got time for that. They ain't got time for that. And it's just crazy. And I really do think social media has made people delusional. I really think it's really, messed up people's brains in some kind of way. I really do. I think people have become really delusional. I think people need to get off of social media and go in the real world and just pay attention to what's really, really going on. So yeah, this is insane to me. I thought this was a cringeworthy video. I ain't gonna lie to you, to just dismiss that man like that. And that's unfortunate that this happened to him and many others like that. I really wish I could reach out to him. I don't know his Instagram and see if I can have a conversation with him. I would really love to have a conversation with him. I ain't gonna lie to you because I feel bad. Because I just think that what happened to him was dismissed, and I just, that's unfortunate. And I really would love to talk to him and let him just say how he felt in that moment, and even though him speaking about how a lot of this has happened to other men, but they don't speak out about it, and how that made him feel being dismissed like that, because he was certainly dismissed. And I think I just would like to know how that made him feel, because we don't ever get to talk to the men in these situations. We get to hear women talk about their feelings and how they felt and what people did to them and what could have happened, what should have happened, and all of this, and their feelings are valid and taken into consideration. But we never hear how this makes a man feel and why a lot of men don't come forward with these types of allegations because of this. They're not believed. They're not taken seriously, and they're just dismissed like nothing, like they don't have feelings and that this couldn't possibly happen because they're a man. So I don't know how to find him. I'm going to try to reach out to him. If I can reach out to him and maybe have a conversation with him, I will, because I think it's important. And I just feel bad for him, actually. I really do. I feel bad for this situation and how it was handled. And I would really like to have a conversation with him and just, get his take on this, because this is crazy. It really is. It really is. Child, but it's just a hot mess. It really is. Y'all hit the like button, y'all. We got about 104 people, 145 people in here, and we only got 104 likes, 105 likes. Hit the like button, y'all. The men are now moving in other directions and their resources are going with them. Right, Roddy. For real. Laughed at Tyrese when he cried. Every time a man is emotional, they cry. I call them, it's just crazy. And then they get on here and lie about every situation they've been in and want people to just believe them. People lying about being assaulted. All the women lying. And then these other women get screwed. Y'all give GoFundMe's to anybody, any woman that opens her mouth and cry wolf. And then when she lying about it, then y'all feel dumb. Y'all have raised all this money and these women showing y'all that they lie left and right, which takes away from the women who are actually being truthful about what happened to them, with all these women coming out just lying. Y'all just think every woman is telling the truth. Every woman is wholesome. No, they ain't wholesome. They wholesome. They ain't wholesome. They wholesome. Yeah, you're hoeing a lot, but you ain't wholesome. You ain't without fault or guilt. You're not running around here being honest about everything. You're running around here hoeing and then lying whenever you feel like it. And then you want everybody to just run to your defense and run to you and believe everything you're saying. No, with just on GP. No information, no nothing. But then when a man tells you something, you gotta question it and wonder if it's the truth or not and belittle his experience when you weren't there. You don't know the situation. That's wrong. That was straight wrong. I ain't gonna lie. That was straight low down. I'd have to say, straight low down. For real, for real. Child, I'm gonna try to reach out to this guy if I can and find him and see if he wanna, air out his feelings about that. Cause I think that would be, I just like to ask him like, his thoughts on this or whatever. But this was crazy. So I'm gonna try to find him, y'all. And if I can get an interview with him, I'm definitely gonna get one with him and I'm gonna do it because I think that was horrible. That was horrible. For real. Definitely horrible. So child, we gonna move on. I got another horrible clip I want to share with y'all. Cause this was just, and then we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long today. I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow. I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow for you guys, my regular day. But I want to play this little clip, which I thought was disgusting, and it shows you the nature of a lot of these types of women. This is not all women, but it's definitely a lot of them. But then they like to play victim once again, and like to play like the men are just so horrible and they're so bad, but they don't like to really focus on what's really happening out here. And, several things could be true at once. Everybody, there's no one size fits all. Everybody don't operate the same. There are a lot of people who operate in certain ways and similar ways, but a lot of this is out there. So, it's just interesting to me when I see women caping for other women, regardless of of their attitudes, their them not being accountable, just making it seem like their choices, even though they could be the most horrible choices ever. It's just interesting to me how certain people look over that and not hold them accountable, but they jump to the man to try to put everything on him. That's getting old. That's getting old and tired, and we need to change that narrative. This is why I say it's difficult to just sit here, and I try to be as fair as possible and try to look at both sides, because I know, like unlike a lot of these educated women, modern women who are so making all this money and so educated, don't seem to understand that, hey, all of this stuff exists. If you're talking, you can't just put it all on men. All men are not like what you think they are just because that's your experience. And, I said it before, as a woman who's not had, I've not had horrible experiences with black men. I've come across men who, were up to no good, of course. Men who were trying to, had a girlfriend and trying to talk to me. So you're trying to cheat. So yeah, I understand that, but that's still not enough to make me think that every black man is just horrible, because I've never been in a bunch of relationships with horrible black men. But I do know that there are horrible black men that exist. I do know that there are good black men that exist, because that's my experience for the most part. And I know that they both exist. But when you talk about the black woman, you got to praise her to the umpteenth degree. I love us black people in general, black people in general. I'm black. So I love my people, but I still got to hold them accountable when they're wrong. It's just like a child. You love your child, but when your child is doing something wrong, you have to chastise them as the adult, as the parent who see where they are going in a wrong direction. It's up to you to hold that child accountable and to teach them the right direction, steer them from the wrong direction, steer them in the right direction, tell them when they're wrong, hold them accountable so that when they grow up, they understand right from wrong. They understand accountability. But if you just sit there and coddle that child, even though the child is doing something bad, and you just ignore that bad behavior, and that sends a signal to that child that bad behavior is okay. So when you do that, you're coddling that child, you're enabling that bad behavior, and it makes them think it's okay. So what you think happens when they become adults? When they become adults, they do whack crazy shit and they think that it's okay. And if somebody tries to tell them otherwise, they're going to buck back and push back because they've never heard that before. They think something's wrong with you when in all reality, they're the problem because they've been allowed to get away with horrible behavior without being checked or chastised. That is the modern woman. That is how a lot of these women are. You don't see any fault in your behavior. You don't see any fault in your decision making. You don't see anything wrong with the choices you made. It's almost glimpsed over and it's on to the man. And in a lot of cases, they want to push their own faults and their own poor decision making or lack thereof onto the man. So no accountability for you. Oh, just what I did was just what women do. We're just women. We're just women. We're just women. It's okay. But when a man does it, oh God, all hell breaks loose. He's the problem. He's this. They're all dumb. They're all dusty. They're all this. They're all the problem. They all do this. This is what they do. They're deleting women every 5 minutes and they're doing all this. But you don't look at you. You don't look at your behavior, your faults, nothing. It's all dismissed off you onto him, and that's it. Which allows you to keep perpetuating that same horrible behavior. And then you wonder why nobody want to deal with you. Why nobody don't want to take you seriously. Why you're just a pump and dump. Because that's all they can do with you. Pump and dump your ass because you're not good for anything else. And we're supposed to look at that and say, oh, black women are the most hated and the most. No, you hate your goddamn self. You hate yourself. You don't hold yourself to a higher standard for real. A lot of women in our community think that money is the end all be all and money is to make them great when they have so many other things that they have to work on. Your money don't make you great in every aspect. You got to work on yourself. You know, and that's a problem. And that's the main thing to me that distinguishes a lot of black women from other women. It doesn't mean that other races of women don't have attitudes and they're not, you know, they don't have some of the same traits, because a lot of them do. I see there's a lot of other races of women who have nasty attitudes for sure. Oh my God. It doesn't, see, this is the thing. And, you know, when we talk about black people in general, it always goes to the other races of people. And my thing is this, the same way, sort of like when we're talking about the nature of black women. Well, why are you always talking about the women? Why not? Y'all always talking about the men. So why can't we address your issues? We have tons of people out here addressing men, black men on a daily, talking about how, and they're disparaging them. They're not telling them, they're not focused on things where they have issues. They're just saying they're just wrong across the board. That black men are just bad across the board. There's no redeeming characteristics about them. You're not pointing out the good things about them along with the bad. You're just saying they're just horrible. Go somewhere else. So we have people out here disparaging black men on a daily basis, right? Just saying they're just horrible, bad, they're broke, they're in jail, they're this. We've been hearing that for years. But what we haven't been hearing is the nature of the black woman, her flaws, her mistakes, her attitudes, the things that's going on with them that could be changed. Nobody wants to talk about that. It's sort of like when you talk about that, you want to go, well, let's keep talking about the black man. You want to divert to the black man, but because you don't want to talk about you. Well, same thing. When we talk about black people, we always want to go to the white people, this. Just separate them. We don't even need to go there. Because that's a distraction. That's a deterrent to go over. Let's look at what they're doing to stop focusing on what we're doing. No, let's look at what we're doing. Let's get to the bottom of it. And when we talk about black people, we talk about black women and black men alike. Not just black men. We got to focus on black people, women and men. Because it's too much on the black men and not the women. The women are out here just aimlessly wrecking themselves. And they're confused about it because, like I said, it's like a spoiled child who's never been chastised. And now they're dealing with the consequences of that. And now they're looking like, why is this happening? What in the world? Because they act like they don't have no clue. Because if you've never been chastised and told that you were wrong, you think what you're doing is right. That's what's happening, in my opinion. We have too many women out here who are confused and delusional by their actions. They thinking it's okay. Well, I thought men like that. No, because nobody checked you on it. And your mamas and other people told you, oh, this is what men like, and you never talk to a man and ask him. So to have an attitude and act bad was supposed to mean good. And now that acting bad has lended them by themselves, single, depressed, and confused, while men are trying to go somewhere else, and they still looking around like, what? Why they don't approach us? You don't know why? Well, you're going to have to figure it out. You're going to figure it out in a worse way, because nobody can't tell you nothing. You know it all. You got it all because you got a job. You got a job and you make some money, and that makes you special, and you know all. Come on. It don't make no sense. But that is to me how it is. And I think it's doing black women and black people a disservice. A disservice. It really is. It's not helping us. It's not helping our communities. It's not helping our children. It's not helping any of us. It's really not. And I'm just saying it so that we can learn and do better. That's it. But it's hard because a lot of these women take offense to it, and they think you bashing when it's not bashing. It's just being honest about our culture and what's going on in it, and how we need to make changes. And yes, there are men who need to make changes, but it's not all on the men. We all have to make changes. If I had we all got to make changes. Me being raised, I say it all the time, by a single mother, I had to make changes. I had to realize some things and learn some things, because I never would claim to say I knew it all or know it all to this day. No, I had to be open to learning and taking, constructive criticism myself. We're all human. I put myself in this because I'm human. I'm human. So I can learn things too. And I had to learn that, it's not about a selfish thing, and it's not about you all the time. It's about considering others as well, and relearning some things from what I was taught. Relearning, being open to other scenarios and other opinions and stuff. Because if you've been taught by a single mother, you've been taught a certain way. So if you want a healthy relationship with a man, and especially a man who thinks differently and comes from a 2-parent household, he has a whole different mindset. You got to be open to listening and taking something other than what you've been given, especially if it's not working for you. So I understand learning, and I understand how that can make your situation better, but a lot of these women don't get it. Nicole Lovely, thank you so much for the super chat. Says DeeDee comes on here to preach. Yes, much love. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's just, but it's crazy, and I just think we could do a lot better. I think I said it before. I think black women and men are amazing. I think we've done a lot. You know what I'm saying? In history and everything. I think we have a lot to offer. I think we're amazing people. We could be so much better. We've proven it that we have been in history. We've done a lot, but it's just now this modern culture has watered that down and just changed it into something else. And a lot of these people are just stuck there, and they don't see any other way out. I think we got a lot of amazing women. There are a lot of amazing black women. I'm not a woman hater. Hell, I just know that in certain aspects we could do better. And it comes from either an upbringing or, social media, society. I don't know. A lot of things that has just moved our community in a negative way. And I just think that we can do better. And instead of doing better, they're just constantly putting it all on the men. And I think that's not the answer. I just don't think that that's the answer. Successful MD says, they always say give overgrown women grace to grow. He said overgrown. Right. Give overgrown women grace to grow. Right. And they never grow though. So what you saying? Successful. They already overgrown. They can't grow no more. Thank you for the super chat. Child, it's a mess. Rick H Town, thank you for the super chat. Says, don't wait to interrupt, but D, you cooking. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm glad y'all enjoying the content, child. I be thinking about this stuff because I see a lot, and I use these moments to get it off my chest, because this is what's a better place? This is the best place to get it off my chest. Thank you, Rick, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah. Mad Black Scientist. Thank you for the super chat. Says, haven't commented in a while, D, but I'm a day one and I love your content. Thank you. Very real, down to earth sister. Love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here from day one. I thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mad Black Scientist. For the super chat and for the support. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy though, y'all. Oh, okay. I almost forgot. Let's go ahead and move on to this next clip. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Check this out, because this is crazy too. Check this out.
Come with us to go find out who Pickle real daddy is, because who we thought was her daddy might not be her daddy no more. So we gotta go find out who he really is. Say, come with us, come with us, come with us. You excited?
Yeah.
Period. Because you need to know who your daddy is, right? Yeah. Period.
Have y'all seen this? So the caption says, woman gets a DNA test with her child after cheating on her ex. So and the daughter's name is Pickle. I guess that's the daughter's name. She's taking her daughter to go find out who her daddy is because the baby needs to know, child. And she needs to know too, because she don't know. Let's continue.
Period. Like, hello. Walk in. Here we go, right here, y'all. DNA connect. Come on. Oh, it's closed. I thought it was closed, but I gotta read. Hopefully they still open. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little tad bit embarrassing, because it's like, I feel like everybody's staring at me or something. Answer the bell. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll be ready. Here. All done. We're all done, right?
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, hopefully, her dad is rich. Hopefully, the new man is rich, because the old man is broke as fuck. So, hopefully, the new man rich. And yeah. You hungry?
Yes.
Now we're about to go get some food, because I done worked up an appetite. Trying to figure out which one of them YNs I slept with. So now we're about to go get some food.
And this the men's fault? I'm just saying. See, this is why you can't convince me. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You can't convince me that this is ratchet, horrible behavior. I'm just saying, and this is not all on the men. It's your body, your choice, honey. It's your coochie. You open your legs and you don't know how many niggas have you been sleeping with. I'm just saying. And you to the point you don't know who the daddy, who the pappy. And they not the problem? Are you? Oh, well, the men, y'all shouldn't be sleeping with it. They can't sleep with him if she don't open her goddamn coochie up and say, come on in. I mean, come on, your body, your choice. You choosing to open that coochie up and say, come on in. With allegedly several different ninjas, you don't know who the pappy? And there's something wrong with all the men? My body, my choice. So if you're choosing to open your legs to all these men and just giving it, and you don't know who the daddy, that's no accountability for you. Oh, you not the problem. If you say no to him, he can't do nothing. I don't give a damn what nobody say. They the problem. You the problem. You the problem, ma'am. And it's a joke because there's no backlash. There's no outrage. There's no shame. This is acceptable behavior. We're empowered. We're free to open the cooch and give it to whoever we want with no judgment. What's that? What they going around saying? We something and we don't judge. So you just look and see the train wreck and you just say, oh girl, oh yeah, good for you. I like that for you. Really? And we're not destroying a community one cooch at a time? Oh Lord. So it's saying she cheated on her ex with allegedly multiple ones because she's like she hoped so they must have tested somebody else and that wasn't the pappy. And then you test somebody else and you're hoping he the pappy and you're hoping he got money. So that means you don't know nothing about the ninja or whoever he is. You don't know nothing about him. You don't know if he got money. You don't know his name. You don't know nothing. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you don't know. You hoping he rich? What that mean? I'm confused. Was it a group of dudes? Alias Don Waters Watson, thank you for the super chat. Says, there's way too many baby boomer era women. I've dealt with that. Need your level of knowledge and understanding. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for being here. This is crazy, child. And you running your child around. Your poor child is innocent, beautiful little baby. Don't know what the hell is going on. Don't know what she gonna grow up and see this and be like, what the hell was you thinking? Don't know nothing, child. Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says such a great role model. Right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Lord, this is crazy. Pharaoh, what's going on, Pharaoh? Thank you for the super chat. Says thanks for making me admin. I wish I can sing that song. Only you can make me happy. LOL. But thought try is out of control. Let heifers fall with oppressors. Thank you, Pharaoh. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Pharaoh, for supporting the channel, bruh, and for the super chat. This is sad. Ben Turner says, doesn't she need a sample of the man's DNA? Wouldn't she already know whether the man got money or not? Ben, I don't know. I don't really know how this works unless she got a bunch of dudes that she think might be the father and they're getting swabbed somewhere else, maybe because I think they can get swabbed go to a facility and get swabbed, and she's swabbing herself and the child, and so they just get the results all together to see. So I think they could do it from where they are. So maybe she have them swabbing themselves and getting tested to see if there's a match. Because I think you can do it like that. Thank you for the super chat, Ben. I appreciate you. But this is the culture and the society that we live in. Nobody wants to get married anymore. Women don't want to marry, but they want kids. They want to be outside all the time. The hookup culture is causing a lot of turmoil, but they keep doing it. They don't see the problem with that. Then they expect good men who've prioritized their lives to come in and clean up the mess. Pharaoh says, America is no longer a country. It's a damn brothel. Right. That's what it seemed like. Nobody has any morals or values anymore. That goes up. And if you do, you look that sideways. What's right is wrong and what's wrong is right nowadays. What's up is down and what's down is up. Like everything is backwards. The things that people should be doing, they don't do anymore because everybody's this whole do whatever you want to do is popular, polarized and popularized by society that, hey, nobody should say anything. You could do what you want. Like she got a smile on her face. If anything, this would be back in the day, you would not be publicizing this. You would have to do this in secret and hide. Back in the day, hell, if you got pregnant outside of wedlock, they would move. You would have to move to a whole nother city or state or whatever to hide the pregnancy because you're shamed. You looked at as a shameful thing. Nobody wanted to be put in that position, but you did something that you shouldn't have been doing. And it was looked at in that way. Now it's popular, to be a 304. It's popular to have a baby out of wedlock. Oh, it doesn't matter if you're just creating a broken home. Nowadays, it's not even looked at as something that's bad. It's looked at as, it's just the norm. We're in 2025, so it's okay to be a 304. It's okay to just make babies out of wedlock, then complain about when the children asking you why they ain't got a father. then you feel stupid because it's like, well, damn, you didn't think about that, right? That the kids are going to have to grow up in this, right? You're only thinking about you and what you want, but not about the future and of the kids and how how this is going to affect them. Nobody thinks about that because it's all about me, 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 me. What I want, without. To hell with them damn kids, but you bringing them here. And then when they ask questions like, well, I don't have a daddy, and where is my daddy? And you don't know, now you're feeling some kind of way. Thank you, Farrah, for the super chat. But this is horrible. This is very horrible. Mad Black Scientist, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you once again. This is horrible. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate all of you. But this is horrible, you know. And then these be the ones that be complaining about all men. All the black men are just this and that. When how are they so horrible? You didn't care who you was giving your body to. It didn't mean anything to you. It was just, oh, you just having a good time and that's all it's supposed to be. But then you bring a kid into the world and then not understanding this child needs a father. This child needs, just like they need a mother, they need a father. They need both parents. That is an injustice to the children. The children got to grow up in this turmoil. And these parents have no clue of how these children are. And you know that you grew up in a single parent household and how you struggled, how you didn't have much. I know that feeling. So it was detrimental that I not repeat that cycle, that I want to have children in a whole household. I want my kids to have a father, not have to go without. And the way that we did growing up in a single parent household, you know, you would think that you would want better for your kids, but they're constantly perpetuating the cycle because they got jobs. And you think you make a lot of money so you could just be reckless? I don't understand how being reckless has anything to do with you making money. This is the insane part. I'm telling y'all, I would never understand. What does money got to do with your reckless behavior? Oh, I make money so I could just be a hoe and I could just do whatever I want. Like, huh? I don't understand how the money, this is why I said when you hear these women talk, well, the first thing they go to, well, I wouldn't want to be with you. Like, you could never. Because you don't make enough money to do it. I don't give a God what the money got to do with you being reckless and creating broken homes. Like, I don't understand. Money now is like, it's like they go to strive to get all these degrees to make money so they could use that for everything. If I go get a PhD, I get my master's, I get my PhD, I get this, nobody can tell me shit. Because I got a master's degree, so I don't care if I got 10 baby daddies, I got a PhD, that's going to make me better. That's how it seems out here. It's just so stupid. The more degrees you got, the more entitled you feel, the better you feel about yourself to kind of make up for all the messed up stuff you've done. So now getting that makes it kind of regulates it in their mind. Like, oh yeah, I got all these degrees. I'm a high level woman. It don't matter what I did in my past because I'm a high level woman now. I got a PhD, but I got 10 baby daddies. My kids ain't got no father. And like one of them, 2 of them deceased. One got shot. One of them 3 in jail. The other one's a narcissist. The other one is, I couldn't deal with him. He no good. They all no good. And you had babies by every last one of them. But nothing's up here, but up there is straight. Because you got a master's degree. The master's degree means you know, it fixes your psychological, mental aspect too, right? It makes you, you know, sane mentally. You make poor choices, but somehow that master's degree make all that valid and make all of that okay. And, you know, it kind of switches something in your brain and gives you a better sense of thinking after all the horrible mistakes and decisions. Now your master's going to make your brain and mental correct. It don't make no kind of sense. I tell y'all, it doesn't make any sense, but this is how they operate and this is how they talking and it just doesn't make no kind of sense. And then you wonder why, like I say, people walk around like they got infinite amounts of time and you don't. Time is everything. To me, time is more valuable than money. But a lot of these women don't see time is, listen, you can make money. You can make money. But what you can't get back is time. Once it's gone, it's gone. You can't go backwards. You know, there are rich people who've been broke, rich again, broke again. So that means, hey, you might be down, but you get back up. Money comes and goes. You can do that, but your time is not coming and going. That time, once it's gone, it's gone. Once you're 30, you can't go back to 25. You can't go back to 20. You can't go back. You can only keep going forward. So to me, time is way more valuable than money. And a lot of times we waste so much time for the wrong things. Waste a lot of time that you will never get back. And I think as you get older, you realize that. You realize that, hey, you want to use your time wisely and use it on the things that matter, the things that really benefit you in life, the things that really help you and keep you, you know, in a good space. To me, family is everything. Family, my family is the thing that I live for. My kids, to watch them grow. You know, my husband. Family is the most important thing. It's not just about money. You can make money. But we have too many people out here trying to get into the bag, and you're missing out on your family. You're missing out on your kids. You're missing out on the best parts with them, because you're not going to get that back. They're only a certain age once, you know. Once they've passed that baby stage and they grown, and then now you don't get that back. It's a memory, and hopefully it's a good memory that you can go back down memory lane as you get older. As you get older and you start to reflect on what's important in life, because sometimes it takes for people to either have a traumatic experience in life, a life-threatening experience, to realize how important time is and how much of it you wasted. Sometimes it takes that, but then sometimes it just takes you getting older to realize all the mistakes you made, you can't go back. Time you've missed out on with your kids, if you have not been there for your children, if you didn't spend the time that you wanted with them, if you didn't spend time with your loved ones, you missed out on that. You can't get it back. So a lot of times people miss out on the things that are most important, thinking money is the only thing that matters. When there are so many people who made millions and billionaires who made a lot of money, but they couldn't get time back. I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs wished he had more time. I'm pretty sure he wished he had more time. But he unfortunately he didn't. And he had all that money, but that money couldn't give him more time. Money couldn't give him more time. Money couldn't save his life. With all the best technology in the world, with all the doctors in the world, with access to all the best. The most expensive, the best, whatever, however you the most qualified, whatever. You can have access to all that stuff and it still doesn't give you more time. It still doesn't prolong your life. If it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. People with all the money in the world, you would think that they would use it. People brag about all this money, but one thing that money can't give you time. It can't stop the inevitable. It cannot. All you got is now. All you have is what you have now, and you should make the most of it, take advantage of it. And I say this to my husband all the time. Listen, you can't go back. All you got is now, and whatever future you have, you make the most of it. And so often people are focused on the wrong things and worried about the wrong stuff, and then you realize, you 20 years old, next thing you 30. 30, damn near you 40. 40, you 50, you 60. If you live that long, you realize you are, most people, you will be, no, I want to say this. When you look up how many days you've been living, I wanted to say that because my husband does it all the time. Don't count your years. Count your, figure out your years in days, and look at your age, and you will realize that you ain't been here. That it's not a long time. When you count how many days you've been living, it don't even seem like a lot. Versus the years. The years kind of, you're like, oh, at 40 years old, you're old. Count it up in days. It's not that many days. Latrell M, thank you so much for the super chat. Says she got a PhD in dumb. Right. Child. Thank you for the super chat, Latrell. I appreciate you. Pharaoh, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Says, woman tried to holler at me with her mixed child because the Zaddy movement didn't work. She got a better cotton skills. I'm trying to get Asian, Latina, or African draws. Pharaoh, stop. They got self-respect. Babylonian hyenas don't. Well, good luck, Pharaoh. That's all I can say. Good luck. And shout out to you once again. Thank you so much, Pharaoh. I appreciate you for the super chat. Yeah. So yeah, it's just crazy. Whitney says her daughter is going to grow up to resent her. Shaking my head. Right. Yeah. That little girl. Yeah. They don't think about that though. You talk about the future, but you don't think about the future of your kids and how this is going to affect them. I say it all the time. These kids got to grow up. Y'all think they're going to stay babies forever? They got to grow up. They're going to ask, so where's my dad? And you're going to have to rehash all. Thank you, Whitney. I appreciate the support. You're going to have to, then they go to lying, really. They go to lying. I'm gonna tell you that. They go to lying and hashing up something, a lie, because it feels bad. They feel bad about telling the truth. Because then you're gonna say, well, you ain't gonna say you was a hoe, because now you're older, you're at that point where you gotta start lying about your past. So now you're gonna, lying, and they go to lying, it's about the daddy ran off and all kind of other stuff. They go to lying because the truth, they be embarrassed by the truth. And then you want to tell that, so you look at your daughter in the face and tell her what you really was on. It's just crazy. They actually sell life charts with a bubble for every day you have in an average lifespan. You feel it in a bubble every day. Yeah, I just think the amount of days that you've been alive, it just don't be a lot of days. When you count it in days, it don't seem like a lot of days at all. It's just crazy. But, once again, I would just say, once again, we need a lot of work. We need a lot of work in our communities. We gotta, figure out, what needs to be done to fix the situation. And it's not just for the men, but also the women as well. Black women are not exempt from learning and doing better, because we already see that there are a lot of issues that are happening within our culture of people, Black men and women, and it needs work. And this idea that money is going to fix the problem is not the fix. It's not the fix. It's not the end all be all. It's not the fix. It's really not. We got a lot of independent boss chicks making good money, so they say, but they still out here looking for traditional men to pay all the bills. They don't want to work as a couple or a family anymore. It's like something, I don't know where they're getting this from, because as much as they like to talk about other cultures and races of people, those people do work together. There's not a majority of white men or any other race of men and women who are where one is making all the money, paying all the bills. Them women work, their husbands work. I know I could name 5 white couples right now that I know, my husband and I know, and both the wife and the husband work, or the boyfriend, girl, whatever, the couple work. They both work. Because I don't know where they're doing that at. They keep equating this, you want this soft life with the man working, and all the men in other cultures are just working, paying all the bills, and the women ain't doing nothing. No, a lot of them are working together. And so I just think they're looking at these famous or rich lifestyles and stuff and using that, I guess. But in the real world, married couples are working. They're both working. Majority of them have to work and pay bills together. So once again, it's just a hot mess out in these streets, y'all. And I just come here to give my thoughts and to give my opinions on what I think. That's it. No more, no less. But those are my thoughts on all of this. And I think it's just a hot mess looking at it. And we definitely could do better. So listen, I'm gonna leave it here, you guys. Hit the like button on your way out. Definitely go on the channel and watch the videos that are posted already on the channel. You guys go over and run the numbers up on the videos. I need y'all support in that area. Views are down, so make sure y'all go over and just at least watch it and leave a comment or leave a like and share it if you can. That way it will help the channel out. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. That is super, super important. You guys, make sure you are doing that as well. And yeah, hopefully I will be back tomorrow, same time tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with you guys. But make sure you guys are supporting and watching the videos already posted. Shout out to everybody in the building who watched the live stream, who supports, everybody in the chat, everybody who supports via Cash App or Super Chat. If you're feeling generous and you want to support the channel via Super Chat, you can, or Cash App, you can definitely do that as well. That would actually help to support the channel also. So make sure you guys are doing that. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all take care, be blessed, and I will see you guys really, really soon. See you later. Mwah. Bye.